Hello, my lovelies. Welcome to my channel. If you've been before, thank you very much for coming back. And if you're new or old, please support this channel by hitting the subscribe button and giving me a big thumbs up. So on to today's video. What I'm doing is having a look at the blue polygel kit from Makartt, which I purchased from Amazon. So let's have a look to see what we get inside. So I've unboxed everything, and here you can see you get some 2-in-1 surface cleanser. So that's for cleansing the nails and also for your slip solution. You get your usual brush and picker tool, a 100 and 180 grit file, your dual forms, and a comprehensive instruction guide. You also get 4 of the polygel colours. So the first one here is the clear. They all come sealed and they're in a 15 ml tube. The first number is 841, and as I say, this is the clear. So there's just a swatch of it for you. Second is 842, which is a bit like a baby blue, powder blue colour. Again, you know, beautiful. You next got 843, which I would say was more of a sky blue. And then finally you've got number 844, which is a darker blue or a bit of a royal blue. And here you can see them all side by side there. So what you would do next is then obviously prepare the nail, so push back the cuticles and remove any of the shine. I'm not doing this properly because I do go on and put a peel base on just because I'm going to pop the set off afterwards. So the next thing to do is size up those jewel forms, making sure that they fit from sidewall to sidewall. And what I do is select all of the jewel forms for all of my nails. Once I do that, I then go in with the Makartt base coat and apply a thin layer to all of the nails. And then what I do is I cure this in my lamp for 60 seconds just to make sure that it is fully cured. Next, I take some of that 2-in-1 cleanser, pop a little bit of it into a dish, just because this is going to act as my slip solution. And then I just make sure that firstly what I do is I just clean off that brush. So taking the jewel form for the little finger, so I work from the little finger backwards. I take some of the polygel and I just squeeze a little bit into the tip there. You can use the picker tool, obviously that's what it's there for if you prefer, but I just find it easier to squeeze it in, a lot less sort of messy. Then what I'm doing is just using some of that slip solution to pat down that polygel into the jewel form, and just making sure that it covers sort of from sidewall to sidewall and also to the cuticle area as well. I must say I did find this polygel really easy to work with. It was quite firm, and I do quite like a firm polygel, and it was hardly, as I say, very sticky at all. I hardly needed any of the slip solution. So as you can see, I'm just shaping this because what I'm going to do is I am, as you'll see in a minute, going to go in with some of that clear polygel for the top part, and then I add some sort of, press some glitter into it. And what you can do is just turn the jewel form over just to ensure that all areas are sort of adequately covered and that you've got no gaps. And what you've got to remember is you can play around with this stuff until you cure it. So you can keep on going in and shaping it. You know, if you've missed a little bit, you can then pat it into that place. You can even obviously add some more if you feel like you've not put in enough of the polygel to begin with. So what I'm doing is now taking that clear polygel and again squeezing an amount out into the jewel form, which is going to form sort of like the top of the nail, and you'll see me pat that out. And then what I'll do is I'll also then add some glitter to that. So as you can see, I'm just patting that into place, making it meet up with that blue that I've already got in that gel form. And as you can see, I'm hardly using any slip solution at all because this polygel wasn't at all sort of sticky. So this is the glitter that I'm going to be adding, and I got that from in a set from Shein. I think you got about sort of 20 of little pots of different glitter, different sizes from them. And as you can see, I've just emptied some out onto sort of the paper napkin, and then what I'm doing is just picking it up with my wet brush and popping it into that, or pressing it into that polygel. And here I am just squeezing that down. Sorry, I went off camera there. Just placing that on the finger and very gently pressing that down so that it has adhered to the nail. And then what I'm doing is just taking that brush and removing any of the polygel that was sort of squeezed out. It's really important, guys, to do that because what you don't want is product curing onto your skin. Once I'm happy with that, then what I'll do is I will cure that for 60 seconds in the lamp. And once that's come out, I leave it a couple of seconds just to cool down. And then what I do is I just use the tabs to try and wiggle that off. But as you can see, this one didn't want to come off, but I do wiggle that off and it pops off. There you go. And there you go, that's the first nail done. So as you can see, it's quite easy to do. Perfectly smooth on top. Does need a little bit of filing sort of round the edges, you know, around your cuticle area, and just a bit of shaping. On the ring finger, and then going in with some of that clear polygel, and I'm doing this as a full color glitter. So I'm just pressing that into shape, and then I'll take some different glitter. So this is slightly bigger, and then press that in as I did on the little finger. So what I'll do is I'll just let you sit back and just watch it while I apply the rest of the polygel to the jewel form. So I did actually put far too much polygel in this jewel form, and it did squeeze out a lot at the sort of the other end. So it did go quite bulky under the free edge. Also, what you want to do is try and keep it as thin as possible around those cuticles and the side walls there. I think it's definitely an art form of getting the right amount of polygel in your jewel forms. And if anybody knows of a magic formula, then please comment and let me know in the comments below. I think apart from that, it's just a case of practice makes perfect. So again, I'm just popping this on the nail there. And as I say, because I think it's got too much sort of polygel in, this one does sort of squeeze out. And you can see, I don't know whether you can see there, guys, but it does seem quite bulky. And then because it's quite a firm polygel, when I'm sort of trying to brush some of that out, it's then moving the dual form on the finger. So then I have to, as you can see, I'm sliding that back down, which then creates, you know, more polygel coming out on that side, and I'm having to sort of wipe that away. So I'm really sorry, guys, but for some reason I didn't film the index finger, and on that I did a two-tone, so I did a half and half nail using the baby blue and the sky blue, and here I am now going on to the thumb and using some of that royal blue to do a full sort of cover nail. So now it's filing time, and what I'm just doing is taking that file that came in the kit just to start shaping the nails. So I'll start with the free edge, get that sort of straight, get the sides straight, and then I will go around the cuticles. So I've done most of the filing there off camera, and now I'm taking that 2-in-1 cleanser just to clean off all the dust from those nails. So here's for my favourite part now of when I've done my nails is I'm just adding those accessories. So what I'm doing is just really covering that meeting line on the little finger with some sparkly striping tape, which again I got from Shein. Then on the little finger, just go in with another little bit of a banding just to make that sort of thicker. But I think that fits really well with the colours, the silver. So then on the middle finger, I'm just adding some gems. So I'm just adding a little bit of glue to push those gems into. And when all those are sort of positioned right, I'll just pop that into the lamp just to cure those into place. Then on the index finger, again, just taking some of that striping tape just to cover sort of that blend. But because those two colours are quite similar, it's not such a drastic sort of half and half, if that makes sense to you. So then what I'm doing is, again, just adding a bit of that gemstone glow, and then I'm just putting sort of 3 gemstones going up that line. And then moving on to the thumb, again, I'm just taking some of that striping tape that I've got and just sort of putting that on randomly at random angles on to the thumb. And I think that contrasts quite well with that darker blue. Let me know what you think. And then what I'm doing is using that top coat that came in the kit just to go over, and I give them all sort of 2 coats of that drying, well, curing in between each of the coats. And there you go, that's all with them top coated. Really pleased with the kit. As I say, I purchased it from Amazon, and I think it'll be really good coming up to the winter months as well, to be able to do more sets with that. I hope you've enjoyed watching. If you have enjoyed the video, then please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you. See you next time. Take care. Bye.